Greetings and salutations, everyone. I'm Mac. This is Let's Play Spyro tortures a bunch of rude little lizards. In the last episode, we beat the sorceress, we beat up Moneybags, we beat the robotic centipede boss, and in this episode, we've got the bonus round. It's the equivalent of Gnasty's loot, finally, only it's got quite a few mini-games that are maybe going to take a little bit more time than they deserve. How unfortunate. But yeah, we have 15,000 gems right now. Let's see how many we'll have by the end of this nonsense.
Hey, you finally made it, Spyro. Hunter was a little worried about you when you went off to fight the sorceress, but I always knew you'd beat her. This place is where the sorceress kept all her treasure, but after she was defeated, a bunch of thieves came and stole it. If you can catch the thieves, you're more than welcome to keep the treasure. Oh, by the way, Hunter is around here somewhere. He's been tinkering with one of his new toys all day, and he wants to show it off. You should go see him.
You can see that they've replaced their little eggs with treasure caskets. And you just know that there's gonna be a motherload inside. Whoops. Anyway, there's a thing about this actually. Ow! Ow! Oh boy, that is a nasty jump to not make. But what I was going to say is the music here. The music is actually the music that the PAL version of the Lost Fleet was, and that really actually baffled me for a while before I went and did my online research for. And I've got to be fair, I think this sounds a lot more like a like the Lost Fleet than what the actual thing is. You get all these interesting little details from knowing the game this much. Not that it's ever stopped me from forgetting to... That is not a very well... I mean, I know the game fairly decently, but it doesn't mean I don't slip up on occasion, such as falling into this... whatever this is. Along with, well, on occasion missing treasure, such as a certain secret passage in the Icy Peaks. The earliest way of keeping his distance is definitely by being around lots of very difficult to get out of without taking a lot of damaged lava. So yeah, each door is locked by treasure, so you have to collect treasure to unlock more. 16,000, 17,000. Is that breakable? Curse this high definition remaster. Pardon me, mate. I've noticed you need to have your robes torched. Bye! $20,000. Going for all off the edge. We'll get you sooner or later. Let's go with Suna. And there's the 16,000 we need to get into here. And it is a submarine minigame.
Hi, Spyro. Did you see Bianca? She was really worried about you when you went off to fight the sorceress. It was pretty funny. She tries to play it cool, but she was scared stiff until you came back safe. I just finished fixing up an old submarine. Why don't you try taking it for a spin? Want to take my sub for a spin?
Yeah, okay.
Great. Hop aboard.
And by doing this, we get even more gems. Can't tell, are the Rhinox in these or are they more thieves? I thought for a moment that everything would be piloted by thieves, but I think the sources are actually piloted by sheep. So maybe I'm just not as attentive as I thought I was. No, there are Rhinox. Alright, I was wrong. And that's actually the 17,000 mark, so given that there's no real stuff left. Sparks? Oh, wait. Where's Sparks? Okay, let's try swimming. I think they might have left out a slight bit of the coding for this little minigame hub. Or maybe I'm just forgetting something really obvious. Also, Bianca and Hunter selling each other out. Fantastic. There.
Check it out. This is the world's fastest turbo snowboard course. The local champions are the Sasquatch 6, a gang of Yetis on souped-up snow discs. I bet that you could outrace the lot of them. If you win, we'll get a huge pile of treasure. If you lose, I'll have to slick down the whole course with my tongue. So, ready to race?
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna pass this the first time, so...
Right on! Just don't lose, or my tongue's gonna be a popsicle.
Okay then. Oh boy! I remember that there's actually a cheat, quote unquote, in the original. 7. Oh boy, we've got quite the distance to make up. I think I need to relearn the course first. Yeah, I forgot. I really don't want to do the twist moves because they always throw me off the track. I have problems with the... I get the feeling they didn't do a particularly good job for remastering the skateboard controls, to be honest. I do want to test whether you can still pull off the old trick. I mean, I definitely don't have a chance of beating this. I've already messed up too much. This definitely is no SSX3, and at the rate I'm going, I might very well end up getting lapped. Man, why couldn't it have been a race against Hunter? Then I'd be perfectly viable to win. Yep, I remember a good afternoon spent in my youth getting through all of this. Wait, 6th place? Really? I hate that they seem to think that I need to go at least one loop before I'm allowed to have points for a flip.
I think my tongue is frozen. You better not lose again.
Not yet.
Yeah, let's wait for my tongue to thaw first.
So then... torture the Yetis. But I think the more important point is that if I can get my movement just right... Actually, you know what? I think they already knew about the cheat. Basically, what would happen would be you could get, if there was a specific place where Spyro just staying on the ground would be, oh, nice. Spyro staying on the ground would be in the right place to pick up a blue star. Yeah. So it doesn't even register him, unfortunately, but it would trigger, it would basically, you'd stand in the star for a minute or so, and then you'd be able to get the thing is, it would bank up so that when the race starts, you have a stupidly long blue boost all saved up.
So, ready to race?
Let's go.
Okay. Good luck this time.
His tongue's still a bit frosty, I see. Anyway, I'm not even going to commentate this. We're just going to eat up the rest of my hard drive space with this nonsense. They really messed up. I mean, I'm not doing very well. I'm not going to pretend that I am, but I feel like the controls here are not very well. Oh, man.
So, right on!
How far ahead do these idiots start anyway?
So, right on!
I've been sabotaged. You know, I know that the game's supposed to be hard at this point. It's not going to be an easy race, but it'd be nice if it was hard because they're actually skilled and not hard because physics decides that snowboarding needs to be radically different from reality. Oh man. I was cheated! I hate that so much. This shouldn't be happening! Excuse you. Okay, that's painful. That's very painful. Also, that's disgusting rubber banding, and that was...
So, right up.
Oh man!
So, right up.
I think the worst of it is when it's them cheating and pushing me ahead so that I mess up my own tricks or jumps. Or when the physics just takes a break and decides, nah, you really don't need ground. You don't need to actually race. Why would you want to race? Ugh.
So, right.
Okay, now I just need to keep a lead because I just know that they're going to rubber band any second now. And now they're going to all snap ahead of me because of course. But any minute now, any minute now. And I'm in trouble now because I rely on those big jumps to get my speed up. Did I honestly get that much of a lead that even though I screwed up a bunch at the end, I still got it?
Yes! You schooled them like a bunch of frostbitten, flat-footed, molasses-eating, lead pants-wearing, cross-eyed glacier trolls riding slabs of plywood with sandpaper on the bottom! And we won some shiny stuff, too.
That is an insult and a half. So there's absolutely nothing here, Sparks? I'll hold you to it. Anyway, 18,000, so our next benchmark is a Super Flame, Super Fly power-up. Nice. Unfortunately, it's not an eternal one, so... Now we got a bunch of sheep sources to shoot down. Only this time it's not a terrible hunter. Helipack, it's actually Spyro and his super... I don't know, the Spyro flight controls always felt pretty good to me. Also, this is a very long-lasting power-up, let's be fair. let's be fair, it wouldn't be fun if it was a if it was the usual duration for power-ups like this. So very thankful that this is a long-term duration one. Oh! Oh, alright. Level 100% complete, so now all we've got is this, I guess. Oh dear.
I don't know how she did it, Spyro, but the sorceress must have survived that last battle. She's been waiting here all this time, saving up her magic to destroy you. Your best chance at defeating her is my flying saucer. I've cast some spells to give it extra firepower and unlimited flying time. But the rest is up to you. You've come this far, Spyro. I know you can beat her.
Oh boy, these saucer controls. See, the thing is, it did have unlimited flying time in the sorceress fight. It's just that it's supposed to be that whenever you took damage, you'd get knocked off, but here you get to stay on it. Only for some reason Spyro got insta-killed by the sorceress instead. Why not? Last hit, last hit. Did anyone see for a brief moment there were two of her? And now we have the final baby dragon. Or baby dragons. And that is that. That is the Spyro 3 Reignited trilogy, parts 1 through 3. It has been a long time in the making. I mean, I think that if anything, this was actually a project back when I was doing Spyro 1, this was a project I desperately needed because my motivation for my current projects, that being Disgaea and Wargroove, it was at an all-time low. They weren't really fun. I'm not saying the games were bad, but they weren't particularly fun to record, they weren't particularly fun to edit, and no one watched them. It was just a real letdown, so I needed something new to get my inspiration back up, and the games that made my childhood, they did their job. I do mumble and complain about changes, whether they're warranted or not, but Now this was a really good remastery of a really good old game. I'm just glad that it's out there for more people to try. Although some of the more frustrating challenges, like this skateboarding stuff, or that one Bentley climbing level, all those things. I guess it's also somewhat cathartic to know that now other people are going to have to suffer through that nonsense as well, but that's just me being petty. Nah, this was a great series. I guess the problem is that you can see what they were thinking by the end of it with Insomniac Games. They got to the end of it and started thinking, "Sigh, you know, we really can't come up with more ideas for Spyro. We need to move on to something else, something that we can actually work around with." And that was Ratchet and Clank. You can see how they were starting to burn out because a lot of the minigames weren't really good old-fashioned Spyro. They were Spyro riding on strange objects or Spyro's sidekick characters and doing the work instead. And yet, I still liked it. Spyro 3 was still pretty fun. Maybe people out there will say, nah, Spyro 2 is better, or Spyro 2 is better because that was the refined Spyro experience without all this ADHD in their design, or maybe they'll say that Spyro 1 is the better experience because you don't have all this nonsense with the characters and such, it's just good old-fashioned exploring magic worlds. Or maybe there are people out there who say that, nah, Spyro 3 is the best because it has the most worlds in it. Honestly, I just like to think of it as one big package. And that's what we have with the Spyro Reignited trilogy. Until they stop supporting it in the internet, which is written on the box. Still not going to let that slide, mate. Sorry. So what's now? Well, now that this is done, I'm going to do a bit more on Trails of the Sky. I did promise after all. But I do have ideas for other projects. Spyrocles and the Zoe statue. It is telling how much of an influence this had on my childhood in that one of it. You know how when you're young you have all these crazy ideas like, I really want to be a fireman, no wait, a space astronaut, no an underwater explorer, etc, etc. I remember for a good deal of my childhood and teen years I really wanted to get into game design, and the idea that I had for a game was pretty much time travel but featuring Sheila. Yeah, that's pretty much what the main character's control scheme was, just Sheila's super high jumping because that was so impressive to me. I don't know, I was a weird kid. It was an idea that went for way much longer than it would have. Like, I think if I took all the ideas I had for games in that Kenga's Time Travel Club, or name drop it right there, all the ideas for that series probably would have rivaled Mario's games. I'm not even kidding. But no, now look at me, I'm a Let's Player. Rather than designing games, I just make them. No, other way around. Rather than designing games, I just play and record them. This is a pretty good series though. Any gripes that I have with it are more in the moment faults that I have. There's nothing I can really say that's bad about the whole thing. Like, I have points that I argue, this isn't such a good design, mate, but this isn't such a good change, mate, but I still feel like they did the series justice. And this is coming from someone with a lot of nostalgia for it. Ideas I have for future Let's Plays are more old games that have done it. More old games, but rather than being a remaster, I have something that actually does come from an old time, and it's not just something I can easily get on Steam. It's something that I have actually bought an entire capture card purely so I can do this. I mean, you've already seen hints that I have an old game capture card now. And it's technically not, it's an HDMI to AV converter or AV to HDMI converter, but still, it lets me record from a PlayStation 2, which means I can bring in an old PlayStation 2 favorite of mine. Keep an eye out for that the next time I get a break. But yeah. I guess another fault that I have is that I keep setting alarms and I don't leave them in arm's reach. Pardon me one moment. And I am back. A very special thanks to Insomniac Games. Very well earned. I guess, okay, the one thing that the gripe of the moment, I wish they had come up with different credits, different little pictures for the credit sequences. Like, we've got this whole thing with the Spyro and the Artisans Dragons, which was fun in the first game, yeah. But it would have been nice to see them come up with different credit sequences for each game. Like in Spyro 2 they can show all the Summer Worlds, the Summer Forest World characters interacting with Spyro, and for this one they could actually... You know what would have been a really great touch? To show pictures of the pictures of the baby dragons interacting with the Sunrise Spring inhabitants. That would have been a really cool touch. I'm sure that there's plenty of fan out there now of it, exactly that, but either way, this was a good project. It was fun to revisit my childhood. It was fun to experience the Reignited remastery on the camera so I can discuss all my thoughts on it. It's just been a overall good time. Here's some more Let's Plays in this quality. Yeah. Until next time, guys. Take care. I'll see you all around. But I'm not going to cut here because, well, maybe you do want to see the credits this last time. fonts provided by Monotype Imaging. Ah, okay, I should probably have a look at that. No sheep were harmed during the creation of this game. A few Norks, but no sheep. Thank you for playing. Well, thank you for making such a wonderful game. And thank you guys for watching. Seriously. Wouldn't be nearly as fun without an audience, even if it is a very small one. Someday. But still, until next time, take care. I'll see you all around. Yeah, wait, I have to do the skill points, don't I? Darn.
You had better hurry up and find some cash, Spyro. Today's cat hockey match is about to start, and I can't let you in without a ticket.